Right, the date is the 12th of February. The time is 16:11. Present is Claire, Corinne and Sarah. Whose turn today?
Not mine. Yours.
Right. I have started talking to him during the day now as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I thought just every so often just
Yeah.
talk and...
Has Ian had anything?
No. No, I did say to him because I thought otherwise he won't know. So I said, we did ask him to do something. He said, what, grab my balls? Next time.
What did we ask him to do? I've forgotten.
Flick him on the nose.
That's it.
Right, Sutton. As you know, we've been meeting up every couple of weeks. We've come around here to talk to you. And we're here again. It's only the three of us really that are interested in you. So hopefully you don't mind that it's three ladies. We're caring people. We're not out to discredit you. We're not looking to harm you in any way. We just want to learn something about you. We know bits and bobs. So it's all about welcoming you into the house. It's about you interacting with us. And it might be difficult to build that trust, but we're hopeful as time goes by that you trust us that little bit more. Today I poured you out a sherry, and it would mean an awful lot to me if you came and sat. Come and sit with us. I'll put the sherry in front of the seat for you. That's yours and yours alone. It's especially for you, just to show that you're so welcome to come and join us. I even brought you a quill and a pot. If you need me to get some ink for you, I'll go and get you some ink. And then you can perhaps write us a message if you feel able. But before I go and get that ink...
Did you move?
I heard a tap,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if
Okay.
it was... It sounded a bit like something settling, didn't it? So,
Okay.
So if you'd like to write something, pick the pen up and I'll go and find you some ink. Or I'll find something for you. I'll get you a paper and some ink of some description for you to be able to write us a message. Maybe next week we'll all write a little something about you and we can read it out. I say next time. I think Claire can't make it next time, so we might need to change the date, but maybe we'll write you a little verse and we'll all read it out to you. How important that you would be if you came into our lives. What we think about you, your struggles. At the moment we're just surmising what you look like. I've asked somebody to draw me a picture of you, and I've not seen that picture yet, so I need to perhaps message her again and see if she can draw me a picture of you. That'll make it easier for us to visualise you. That was central heating or something. Just a normal noise. So, all these bangs, they keep distracting me from what I'm saying. How about, as well, so I thought I'd do a sherry for this week to welcome you to come into my house, into our lives. maybe as well we can perhaps find a party game that you might have played. I don't know whether men were really much into games. Was that a waste of time and space and money? You know, frivolity? Is that not becoming of somebody of your stature? I should imagine as a child, if things were tough, you probably worked a fair bit. You probably didn't have much of a childhood, did you? So maybe playing games or doing a little fun thing might be nice for you. Like I say, I gave you a drink because I hope that you'll appreciate that is given as a sign of our friendship. And we can all think about things that maybe you would appreciate, and over the coming weeks we'll try them to see if it helps you trust us and come forward. So your house. I'm trying to imagine what your house looked like, because I know we know a bit about your family and your children. So let's try and picture your house. I should imagine you didn't want to go too big and too grand, because things have been hard for you, haven't they? And sometimes when you struggle with money, you can't see it wasted. So I should imagine your house was well built. It was big enough for what you needed, with a little luxury on the side. Somewhere to entertain those guests that you need to impress. So, let's say we've got, 6 or 7 bedrooms? Because that would be big enough for you, wouldn't it? 6 or 7 bedrooms. Somewhere for the staff to live. Now, whether that was a separate building, or perhaps in the basement, you can perhaps tell us. So you had a nice dining area, somewhere big enough for people to sit. So maybe big enough for, just say about 20 people. That sounds reasonable, doesn't it? And then you can perhaps have people round for dancing and parties. You wouldn't need a big dining area for that, would you? You just need a big hall. So you'd need a decent sized kitchen for the staff. And I should imagine your cook would need to be pretty good, and somebody that would have been well thought of. Perhaps somebody recommended. Were cooks paid well? I must admit, I don't know, but I can imagine they probably were. You could do all that fancy food. Now, Corinne thinks they weren't paid well at all. But you can tell us, in your own time, when you're ready. Let's think, what clothes would you wear?
Nice to know it.
I can imagine the chance to dress up. I tell you, all this talk of food has made Claire hungry. She's jealous. She wants to come and try some of your finery. So, what would you have worn? I can imagine the guests would be served with the finest of crystals in their glasses. Because even though money, it would be hard for you to waste it, I think you'd like people to be impressed. So you had nice crystal glasses. And
perhaps the new Wedgwood china.
There you go. Did you have some Wedgwood? I used to have some Wedgwood. The cat knocked it off the windowsill and smashed it. Naughty cat. But anyway, we've got drink-wise. Did you have a cellar, I wonder? And where did you get your fine wines from? We're at Bristol. We obviously had a lot of ships coming in. Did you go to the docks and choose your fine wines? Did a merchant come and see you and get those wines for you in advance? I can imagine that you had wines from all over, and that would definitely impress people, wouldn't it, eh? If you had a wine from a country that they didn't.
French.
There you go. What is it? French wine?
French wine, French brandy, and I bet he got it through the smuggle trade and didn't pay the tax on it.
Is that right? Did you use the smugglers? Can't say I blame you, because, you know, even nowadays, we all look after our pennies. We all want a good deal. So, you doing that would be totally understandable. But, champagne. We all know champagne, the best champagne comes from France. I'm sure even back then there were some that pretended to be champagne that really weren't. Did you buy the good stuff? Or did you pretend like the rest of them?
Claret.
Yeah?
Port. For the gentleman.
I was going to pour you out a port, but I couldn't find the bottle, so you got sherry, I'm afraid. So
Sherry was the drink that was greeted.
oh, well, there you go then, it's the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I couldn't find the port, sherry was the way to go. To be honest with you, I don't like sherry. Did you like sherry? Because, well, I wouldn't drink it even if it was offered to me, and that probably would be very bad manners, but I'd have to find a way to politely decline, because I don't think it's very nice at all. How about you, Claire? Do you like claret? Wine? Sherry?
I don't think I've ever had sherry.
Okay, well, Claire's going to try it afterwards if you don't drink it. Corinne, do you like
No.
sherry? No, see, Corinne would refuse like I would, because
I don't refuse any wine, any alcohol.
Claire might change her mind after
See,
she's had a glass of
Because
sherry.
isn't like sherry, that's the perfect one.
Yeah, it was, I think I bought it for the mother-in-law's trifle. She wanted a sherry trifle, so it was just,
What's bad about it?
Hmm?
What's bad about sherry? What do you make of it?
to be fair, I don't like wine. Wine tastes like vinegar, so sherry's
It's
very
very sweet.
You get different types, so.
You can get medium dry and all sorts. I'm wondering if Bristol Harveys, I think they might go back.
They go back a long time, but I
Yeah.
don't know how.
I
long
don't
they
know.
go.
I'll have to have. Well, while you're talking, keep talking. I'll look.
Yeah. So, we digressed slightly there, didn't we? So, I'm just imagining your parties now. So, like I say, nice bit of crystal for your guests, because you do need to impress. Dresses. Now, my history is not very good, but I should imagine you had the finest fabrics for your outfit, for Julia's outfit, and your daughter.
Yeah, 1796.
Okay, so you could have even have a bottle. You could have, yeah, sherry would be easy for you to get then, wouldn't it? It comes from Bristol. So that's a nice, easy option for you, isn't it? Saying,
Dessert sherry. Never knew that. Dessert sherry first.
okay. So you would have had sherry for the guests, maybe the sherry after the meal as well, because quite often, wasn't it port for the men and sherry for the ladies after a meal? I could be wrong. but you can tell me if I'm wrong. That's why we've invited you along. We want to learn about you. So today I thought I'd just try and surmise something about your life. So we've got finery. Now, what was Julia's favourite colour for her dresses? I can imagine it would have been a nice, rich, deep colour. But fashions change, don't they? So you tell me. And your outfit. I'm sure you probably had a nice light coloured waistcoat.
Well, next door.
Could be, the daughter's car's there, so there could be the daughter there. Or the granddaughter even. So I'm imagining you, and Corinna probably cursed me for being totally wrong, but I can see you in a nice yellow waistcoat with flowers on it. Now that may
That's right.
that may sound a bit girly, but it's a nice tasteful yellow.
He would follow the Prince Regent's fashions.
Yeah.
So it would go down and people would try, because the Prince Regent developed the kerchief, the perfect way to wear a cravat and everything. Don't ask me why I know this, I'm stupid.
Yeah, so I'm going for a nice yellow waistcoat for you. And underneath that you've got a nice white crisp shirt, nicely starched. I'm not sure about the colour, but it would have been elegant, it would have looked good. And then a nice black dinner jacket, and not a dinner jacket like the men wear today. I think it would have been a bit smaller, shall we say, a bit tighter fitting, less material. The men's dinner jackets today tend to be quite big. I'm going with 3 buttons on your jacket.
Silver.
There you go, Corinne tells me silver. And also silver buttons on your cuff, on your sleeves. Let's think. I think, and this is where Corinne's probably really going to tell me off, but I'm seeing shorter trousers, not long trousers. I am seeing
Up
white-
to the knee with white stockings.
socks. Yeah, I say yeah. I
And a
suppose
buckle on the shoe.
Yeah, buckle on the shoe, definitely. A silver buckle again to go with the buttons on your.
And they could interchange the buckles depending on the fashion.
Yeah. There you go.
I never knew that.
We're all learning something new today. So, am I right? So if I get somebody to draw me a picture of you wearing those clothes, I'm wondering what your face is going to look like. I'm not gonna lead on that one because I'm gonna wait and see. But if somebody gets a feeling what you like, we'll slowly build the picture of you. We'll slowly build you. Julia, I think Julia has had a hard life. I think she's probably looking older than her years. Not your fault, but life's fault, life's experiences. Some people have it tougher than others, and I think Julia probably had a tough gig in her time. And your daughter, I don't think you've got as much time for her as you should do. But saying that, she is the apple of your eye. Because girls are nearly always the apples of daddy's eyes. You really wanted a boy, and unfortunately for you, it didn't happen. Life can be cruel. You had 2 sons, and unfortunately they were taken far too soon. Maybe as well.
Sorry.
Going back to food again, and Claire, I think I'm torturing Claire by doing this. But I'm wondering, I maybe need to find out what sort of food you'd have when you had parties, because I should imagine when people are dancing, you have people walking about with your drinks on silver platters, and I'm sure there would have been.
They would
snacks
gone
for
to
you.
have the way I've been told is they would have either do the dancing first, then gone to have supper, or have supper first, then the dancing. I'm not too sure which way round it was.
I'm just wondering whether when they had a big group of people, whether it was finger food or sit down. It's like,
I think the formalities were still to sit down.
yeah, maybe I need to.
But it depends, because he would have, because if he was a man-made good, which was coming up now, he would only be accepted in the business class society. So though he made money, he would have perhaps been around magistrates, that sort of thing, but not the gentry.
It's harder to get.
And it's all about class, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was so, wasn't it? But yeah, I think you would rather break rules. I'm putting you down as a rule breaker. I think you'd rather have lots of people around to celebrate. And I reckon, to be fair, when you had your posh dues, you dressed up, but also you had dues for your workers. Not necessarily the people that work down in the pits, but your lower management. So when they all came round, I think you celebrated and you provided food and drink for them like you would for the higher class. So we're going to put you down as being a nice boss that liked to entertain even your management. I'm not saying you entertain the people that went in the mine, because that would, I think, disrupt your wish of reaching higher echelons.
Nice word.
But I think you still like to enjoy a party, and then you dress down for those occasions to make them feel more comfortable. And maybe your finest china and your finest glasses didn't come out that time. Maybe some of the cheaper things.
Perhaps the Bristol Blue.
Yes. Perhaps they all got a couple of glasses of sherry, because you couldn't let them drink too much, could you? Because they weren't used to it. You didn't want them drunk in your house, did you? No, that wouldn't be done, would it? So, and I'm sure you probably had an area that you entertained.
Or we
The lower
hired
class.
somewhere.
Yeah, the lower
Rather go
class.
to the house.
Yeah, maybe.
Could
That
be
makes much more sense, actually. Maybe the village hall. You go in the village hall, have a bit of food, dance in a merriment, a local band. I say a band. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? A band. An orchestra, not even an orchestra. A quartet of some description. You introduce them to the finer music. Things that you'd learnt. Things that you'd never had the pleasure of, seeing before. Something that you learnt to appreciate. But we'll leave that to another day. I think we'll leave this session now, and to your health, Claire's going to have a drink to your health, because she wants to know, as you didn't want that, she didn't want it to go to waste, so.
Of course, it's right, I've done it.
Especially as you're not drinking, I thought you could try it.
Sorry.
So what?
There you go then. Claire said, good health to you, sir.
That's
She
all right,
looked-
actually.
She looks forward to speaking with you the next time we get together, and that'll be in a couple of weeks possibly. But we'll fill that in. So, cheers, Sutton.
Cheers, nice.
Yeah, Claire said
Cheers.
thank you very much.
How can you not like that? That's lovely.
Right.
Not one for drinking of.